Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you may be on this crazy planet, weather-wise anyway. So we've gone from one thing to the other. The weather has indeed broken. The weather has broken. We're going to shift that. So what have we got today? Well, the sun was here yesterday. The weather's broken, Doris, says George. Doris has her list of to do, and today it's actually raining, so everybody's going to run for the hills. Apart from Adolf the Mouse, who is on duty. Again, I don't know if it's any better. So, yeah, we've had a change in the weather today, and I thought I'd have a little change in what I want to look at today. So, I went into a box where I keep stuff that I'm not really working on and discovered this. New Zealand stamps. The great country that is New Zealand. With all the animals and plants and history and birds and nature. Absolutely fantastic. And this says $11.35. Presumably it's dollars from New Zealand. And I honestly don't really know. Not really sure if they have dollars or do they have pounds still? Someone will tell me. And the other thing I want to do is I want to move this because that's actually my drawing easel, my painting easel also. So we're going to have a look at these. I don't really like to open them. I think they came in a glory box and that's why they are unopened. But what I will do is I will... Can you hear? Can you hear? Ooh. I'm starting to open them. Okay, so we're getting there. So we'll exit. We'll exit the stamps from here. There we are, that's better. None left. What I may do after is cut round that, just to tidy it up a little bit. I have decimated the whole thing. And we'll have a look what we've got. So, immediately one or two I seem to have recognition of. Let's move them to one side. So we'll have a look at some stamps. So I do have a New Zealand collection that deals with royalty, with flowers, flora and fauna, that sort of thing. So flora being flowers and fauna. Would fish count as fauna? I don't know. I don't think I've got that fish. I may have that. Look at that octopus. Wow. And that's a common one. Poof. What a handsome creature he is. Those eyes. So a lot of sea creatures around New Zealand, as you'd expect, because it's it's not even an island. It's two islands, and probably many more besides. Here we've got some quackers. We've got New Zealand there. And I think we've got another one there to go with it. These are fallen there. So this is older-ish. Looks like the royal family to me. Her Majesty the Queen, the old King, Queen Mother. So that's quite old. I'll put that to one side there. New Zealand fish. That looks like a leaping salmon. Beauty. I do have this Richard Moth. That one I do remember. And I may also have pigs. Pig, as it's called. As they are called, pig. Here we've got Her Majesty the Queen again. So, 2D. There's a print over on it, so there's something going on. So what I do, I'll put the royalty stuff there. Here's another one of Her Majesty, a 3D, official that one, it says, which suggests there may have been unofficial. I don't know. I doubt it very much. I think they like to bandy these words around. New Zealand hens, presumably, which is quite a British thing, so maybe the Brits brought them over. And also gobblers, turkey, and a cow. So there's a lot of farming interest in New Zealand. Here we have a more modern type stamp. Even in 1994, it's 30 years ago now, but still it's quite modern, isn't it? Nice to see the people on the beach. That also needs to go on one side somewhere, where I'm not sure. Leather jacket. Fish. Sporty, that's quite nice. Rugby. A rugger, so that will go there. Could go in my sports collection, but these are quite not. I don't want to don't really know what to do with them yet. 45 cents, so we're into cents here. What were we before talking about? Dollar, so yes. And this is pennies, so yeah, New Zealand does have a currency away from pound sterling. Bungee jumping. Again, modern phenomena, I'd say. Talking of modern phenomena, rock and roll in the 1950s. So we're looking at pastimes and things that the people of New Zealand did back in the 50s. Rock and roll. So these are all modern type stamps, and here we have a nice little, actually it's a big one, quite a big stamp. What is going on here? Maui pulls up the Te Baka. Oh, it's a traditional story stamp. This helps keep the traditions and to help keep the stories which were passed down by what you would say verbally, by mouth, rather than written. New Zealand, I do have this stamp, and it is one of those stamps that has to go there. This one I also have. This may be a 2 video topic, because if you hear the traffic, the window's still open, and you can also hear the rain maybe. So that goes with the Royals. New Zealand Queen again. Does that go with the royal family? I don't. You know what? They haven't got the royal signature on these New Zealanders, but this one does. I don't know the answer. Whitewater rafting. I do have that. I'm sure I've got that, because I may have mentioned it before. Also dinosaurs. Got that. This one I have 1 billion times. Here's the old king. So we get some nice royal stuff. More. An orange king here. That's quite nice. And then a couple more old stamps which the older they are, they tend to be royal. What is that? Wow, I don't know that stamp. That will have to go under. The lens, that is Google Lens. More modern. So anything around 45 cents, for example, would be classed as that modern sort of era. Is a religious 40. And then the sort of older greyer stamps, 3Ds especially, anything with a D on it, they're all basically royals. Every now and again you get a famous person. This is Fielding. Back to the plants. That's lovely. Even though it's upside down, so put it the right way round. Rata. And here we have sea lion, sea urchin, or the like. A couple of butterflies. More plants. Sure, I've got. These will go in the collection if I don't have them, but I do have a lot of that size, of that sort of genus, if I can, make a funny, within my New Zealand collection. More butterflies here, so that's almost like a set forming. Half a cent, 1 cent, 2 cents. There's another flutterby in. Did I have another? I don't know. So there's something forming. Horse. Plants. That one is the most incredibly common stamp in New Zealand, I think. Yeah, it's so common that another one is coming out. And then we have this. These are all common, I would say, but there's nothing special here, but they're nice. This is interesting. So quite a mixture in there. Oh, that's nice. So here again, we've got some sort of collection forming. Half a cent. Let's do one collection. 2.5, 2, 2.5, 3. How about that? 2.5 and 3. So could even be 3 and 4 and an 8. What's going on with those? Is it a completely different release? It could. Oh, here's more. 4C, well, pittily. 4C, different 5. Yeah, what I've got to do is stop trying to create collections as we go along. That's a bird, but it is a modern. What I've got to do is do that after. So maybe I can separate them again. So, yeah. There's still a lot of stamps to go. Not that many, actually. I could do this in the next couple of minutes, but we are running out of time here. So we've got some nice smalls. We've got these creatures, living creatures. We've got some modernish ones here. We've got the royalty, particularly this one, that's interesting. We got the butterfly moth collection. I've got this one of the mask. But we've also got more, which tend, I think, to be more modern. Apart from this. So another queen. So all in all, these are quite sweet and nice. Very rich type stamps. Look at those are beauties. And places. I'm choking here. On that. So I think maybe we'll call it that for now. Will I return to this again? Probably not, because I'm almost finished. As I've been talking, I've also been separating to see if there's anything extra exciting here. They're all exciting, obviously, but I think we've come to the end. I think it's a nice, sunny collection. Beautiful stamps, great people, great islands. I hope you have a fantastic day. We're going to keep out of the wet, and into the dry, and sort these stamps out properly. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.